everyone, welcome to another video of Trinalo Craft. You know what? I'm not little anymore. My birthday's coming up and I'm gonna be 15. And I haven't been doing a craft that much. Mainly crafts and blogs. So maybe there should be another name for me. Spending time with me. How about Times with Trin? That seems like a good name. Okay, as you guys can see that I changed my name to Times with Trin, but like I just changed it. So YouTube gotta get used to it for a little while. So if you look up Trinalo Crafter, it's still gonna pull up even though I changed the name. But just give it some time, maybe like a few months maybe. Yeah. Oh my god, it was so spectacular, and I know you guys would not see the whole reaction video, but I was like very surprised on how many likes I got on that and how many subscribers that it gave me. So thank you guys, thank you so much. I did not see that coming. That was a WTF twist for me. So, as you all know, this is going to be a review about Steven Universe the movie. I'm thinking about doing just one more video about Steven Universe the movie, and I'm really going to need you guys' help, so stick along so you can find out what the video is going to be at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get started about the review. So, in the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to the brand new Steven. I'm pretty sure he's 16 because he has a blue shirt with a star on it and a pink jacket, and he has a neck. I was like, wait, he has a neck now? So when we're introduced to him, he's in Homeworld where the diamonds are, and White introduced that he's going to be staying with them, but it turns out that he didn't want to. He was just visiting here and there. And they start singing a song about him. I mean, come on. They are technically his aunts, and aunts really do love their little nephews. I have no idea how am I supposed to feel about my nephews. They're annoying as crap. And so we are also told that during the years, Steven has actually made peace all around the galaxy. That is so amazing. I mean, Homeworld and Earth, they're like a one big family. But when we go back to Earth, we see like everyone's the same. Out of everyone, Steven is the only one that changed. I mean, like, he has changed. He actually looks like a teenager. Like, no one else changed. I mean, Greg still looks the same. Mayor Gunga still look the same. Lars look the same. Well, actually, I'm not surprised that Lars look the same because I'm pretty sure he's immortal now since Steven revived him. So he's immortal now. The only person that changed was Connie, and it was her height. That's the only thing that changed. Like, I noticed that she like grew some. That's the only other person that changed. Steven's the only one that had a completely different design of everything. But enough about how Steven looks. So when we go back to Earth, they start singing a song about how the future is great and how they have a nice happily ever after. Steven just walks around everywhere. So when Steven goes to visit Amethyst, we are introduced that there's a homeworld on Earth now, and Bismuth, Lapis, and Peridot are helping build it. Like, they're the leaders of building it. So that's very nice too. So does that also mean that the gems on Homeworld are free, but they just want to stay at Homeworld? I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. So when Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and Steven stop singing the song, the beautiful song about how the future is nice now, nothing's gonna happen, suddenly something happened. We are introduced to a new gem, Spinel. And so Pearl, oh my god, Pearl kept quoting that she knew who she was, but she was waiting to tell us. If you know someone, don't just wait. Give it to us straight. I mean, seriously. And during the song Other Friends that Spadell sung, she takes out some sort of weapon, a sai, and poofed Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and hit Steven with it. But by the way she reacted that Steven didn't poof, it was obvious that she knew that he wasn't going to poof, but his gem was going to, something was going to happen to his gem.
Just wait. Your human half won't stand a chance against my injector. Not after what I just did to your gem.
And so when Steven finally poofs her, I'm very surprised that no one reformed very quickly. Something happened and they got poofed, and they would have reformed quickly, but they didn't. That's the first clue that something was clearly wrong. And then once they reformed, Pearl, she started over as a clam. I did not know that that's how Pearls become servants. But when we see Pearl's first outfit and how she was acting towards Greg, that's when I knew that something was wrong. That is when I knew that her memory was wiped. Then Ruby and Sapphire came, that was definitely, their minds was wiped. And Ruby and Sapphire, they didn't know each other. Sapphire was still kind of acting the same while Ruby was acting, I don't know how to describe how Ruby was acting. But when Amethyst reformed, she was so cute. She was like a 2-year-old toddler. And she had no idea how to speak for herself. So she started copying everyone. Like a 2-year-old toddler. And then last but not least, Spadell reforms. And we're seeing that she is so cute. She's so playful. And that got me wondering, how in the world did a Looney Tune character turn into the Joker? Steven decides to relive some experiences that they had with each other so they could get their memory back. They thought that bringing Garnet back would be easy because all Ruby and Sapphire had to do was fuse, but it was kind of just a little bit more complicated than that. When that machine started to go out of control, Ruby was amazed about how Sapphire could look at the future. She kept asking her what's going to happen next. And then Ruby's fate. Sapphire saw Ruby getting shattered, but it didn't happen because she saved her. And then that's when they fused. Ruby was supposed to save Sapphire, but Sapphire instead saved Ruby. I kind of predicted that Garnet was not going to be her old self. She was going to be the Garnet when they first fused. And then once they ended up like that, I was like, oh, she didn't get her memories back yet. But they fused, so that's a start. But they figured that they'll try to do Garnet later, so they went to Amethyst. And Amethyst just started copying everything Steven did, and like, she just couldn't think for herself, so they started to relive some moments by like singing another song. And I knew that one of the songs was a reference to On the Run, and Spadell was there with them, reliving every moment because she didn't want to get left. And she said that she wanted to go with them. And when Steven said no again, her reaction, she just started to get dark. I was like, did something happen to her? Did she get abandoned somehow?
Spinel, you stay here with the others, and I'll be right back. No! Oh, okay. Let's go together?
Yay!
And so when Amethyst finally gets her memory back, it's concluded that all they had to do was relive some moments and they'll get their memory back, but the moments was kind of deep. So the way Pearl was acting towards Greg, that was kind of creeping me out. I don't know why, but she acted like such a servant to him, and I was like, she's supposed to be independent. But she was creeping me out. She was creeping me the crap out that whole time she was clingy towards Greg. And the concert, oh my god, that was like almost like one of the best parts. Steven and Greg fused and became Elvis Presley. I'm all like, they became, oh my god, they fused. So when Steven was asking Greg to fuse, he didn't say let's fuse. he just said a reference towards it, but that didn't confuse Greg at all. So that means that they must have fused before if Greg knew what he was talking about. And someone pointed out in the comment box below on my reaction video to the movie that my reaction to when Greg and Steven fused was kind of funny, so I'm just going to put that in because I kind of think it's funny as well. They did it! Oh, it's gross, isn't it?
Crushed under the weight of these stars.
What?
Sometimes.
What?
Special song to remind you that you're so much more.
They became Elvis Presley. So the last piece that Pearl needed was abandonment because Pink kind of left Pearl for Greg. So that's all she needed. And when they sung Independent together, that was another piece that she was able to be independent. She didn't belong to anyone, not even Pink. And when they finally unfuse, Steven is exhausted. It feels like if he did one more thing magic, probably he could like pass out. But at the end of the concert, we actually see Spadell going away. Did something happen? Did someone leave her? So when she runs to the temple, Steven goes after her. Spadell started to get her memories back, but it was kind of obvious that something very traumatizing happened to her for her to become this to that. So when we go back, we see some messed up garden, and she tells us that her and Pink used to play there for hours and hours and hours until she finally got her colony. Spadell wanted to go with her, but Pink didn't want her to come with her. She wanted her to stay at the garden, and I'm pretty sure Pink told her that. So that's why Spadell kept grabbing onto her, pulling her towards her because she didn't want her to leave. So Pink's only thing to do was to say that she was playing a game and tell Spadell to stand where she is. Pink, we know you've done some terrible things, but this was pretty bad. This was very bad. She broke a very cute spirit by playing that game. She left her there for 6,000 years. Just left her there to rot. And you want to know what's actually kind of sad? The fact that Steven was not surprised that his mom just left her there. He told us that he was not surprised at all. So that means that she made so many mistakes that she's kind of just a little bit selfish at times. Just a little bit, but... And when Spadell finally got the news about Steven and how Pink doesn't exist anymore, that finally broke her. Her best friend left her there. But being left there for 6,000 years... 6,000 years is technically like a day to Gems, but Spadell, it was a very long time because Pink just left her there. Just left her there like nothing. Like she was nothing. Like she was never her best friend. But it's obvious Pink was being kind of bored because when she tried to make conversation with Pearl in the moon base, she really couldn't. And Steven tells her that she'll learn to love again, and she finally agrees with them. And when they all go back to the temple, it's revealed that she wants to be Steven's friend. And she finally stops it. She finally stops that machine pouring this toxic goo inside the earth. And really all they needed to do was get Garnet's memories back and somehow save the earth from that toxic goo. But Steven kind of said it in a different way. He said that let's forget about this. But Spadell, she knew that how were they supposed to forget about it if she was still there? And the sigh that Steven was carrying around came out and she saw it. She went back to being broken. She thought Steven's plan was to pretend to be her friend so he can slice her with the scythe and retreat back to her happy, loving self. This girl had very mixed emotions. So when she threatened to poof Garnet, Garnet finally found her last piece. True. The truth. The true kind of love. They start singing that song while kicking Spadel's butt. It was kind of sad and kind of funny. And I was kind of thinking, when they sung the true kind of love, it kind of sounded like that they were singing it to Spadel. Because the way Spadel was reacting to the lyrics, it seemed like that it was about her. And whatever was making Spadel act like that, she couldn't just blame it on Pink. And trying to blame someone, it can break you. It will break you. Because Pink's gone, and so doing that is not going to make her feel better. It's probably just going to make her feel worse. When she punched him in the nose and he started bleeding, I was like, oh my god, slice her already. No one punches Steven like that. But then during that fight, Steven finds his final piece, change. How he changed. He changed from a little kid to a young adult. He started to become more mature and stuff. And so he finally got his powers back and started singing the song Change. And saying how he changed. And saying how Spadel can change as well. And as Spadel was fighting Steven, she thinks that she's worthless. She was never good, and she was never good, and she isn't good at all. But Steven knew that that wasn't true. Steven knew that all gem life matters. And when Spadel accidentally made her machine blow up, Steven saved her. That's really not surprising. Of course Steven would have saved her. He has a very pure heart. He wouldn't just leave her there to be poofed or shattered and stuff. And Spadel, her eyes finally opens up. She finally sees that Steven really liked her, and Steven really loved her and cared about her as well.
Get rid of your injector?
But what about the poison? What about the planet? What about your happily ever after?
There's no such thing as happily ever after. I'll always have more work to do.
But Steven's eyes open up too. He realized that there's no such thing as a happily ever after, and there's always going to be a problem that he needs to solve, but he also knows that he's not going to be alone when that problem comes. He'll always have his friends, always have his family right beside his back when that problem comes. And she was going to leave until Blue, Yellow, and White show out out of nowhere. I mean, like, seriously, out of nowhere they showed up. Took you long enough. They decided to stay at Earth. I was like, wait, what? And their reaction to how Earth was like after the explosion, they thought it was more disgusting than ever. And when Spadel finally is reunited with the other diamonds, the diamonds actually find her quite funny. And so Blue, Yellow, and White realized that they didn't want to live on Earth. They were just bored and they needed someone to entertain them. And Spadel was just the right gem to do it. Spadel finally realized that she could love again, and she decided to love Blue, Yellow, and White. And she finally said goodbye to Steven and apologized for everything she has done. And it's finally at the end of the movie. They start helping rebuild the Earth by kissing everything. I really hope he didn't do that. But I'm pretty sure he did. Everyone has their memories back. Everyone's okay. And Steven finally has his happily ever after. And that was Steven Universe the movie. Now the next video that I'm thinking about making about Steven Universe the movie is the top 5 songs from that movie. But I don't know what songs to choose, so I'm gonna need your guys' help. So tell me in the comment box below what should be the top 5 songs, and I'll do what they are and why they are the top 5 songs. Okay? Okay. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification box down below so you can keep up with my videos. Bye, you guys! How in the world did Spinel get all of that stuff in just a few hours? I mean, she found out that Pink was gone from Steven's speech in the beginning of the movie, and she showed up a few hours after that. So how in the world did a forgotten gem for 6,000 years get a massive screw machine that spits toxic goo that can destroy an entire world, and a sigh that can erase Jem's memory? How in the world could she get all of that?